Oh yeah, Coke, maganda bilang isang pampatigas ng tae. And like you can say that in a conversation here and it's not weird. And Coke, if you're watching, I have the perfect slogan for you. Coke, pampatigas ng tae. Like that's gonna resonate far more strongly with Filipinos out there. No need to thank me. Okay, so, it was another big week on the show. We're getting a lot more views since I started releasing videos more often. And it's really been great to hear from a lot of kababayans who are writing to me saying, "Hi Chris, just found your channel, subscribing for the first time." So dumadami na talaga yung mga MC follower or kabano as we call our followers here on this show. So it's been really great to have your support. Keep telling your friends about the show and I hope that more of you see it. We're going to keep releasing a lot more content, a lot more recipes to come. And we're telling the story of Filipino food online. It's been great to have you with me. Now, what did we release? So a couple of really fun episodes. One was about Filipino weird flavor combinations because us Filipinos were masters of taking something super salty and mixing with something super sweet or super sour and kind of making that work. So check that video out here if you missed it. It was getting a lot of views and really happy with the thoughts and comments and reactions. People were getting started, a lot of conversations. We also had a giveaway this week over at the Facebook page. Masflex has given me a bunch of free stuff to give away. Fortunately, I don't want to keep it myself. It's like, hey, can I just have the pan? And I'll be like making an ad about like hold your pan up, and it's like, no, it's got to be a giveaway. So I'm giving that away per the commercial terms to all of you guys in the form of contests. So you go up to our Facebook and you go in the competition and you can win some free stuff, pots and pans, knives, chopping boards from our friends at Masflex. So do check that out. As I've told you, we're going to do like some Q&A with some of our top questions and comments that we had on the channel in the last week or two. And today's first question comes from Carolyn S, who's writing about the Phil Am sliders, saying, "Dahon ng sili, that's unusual. What's another good green to replace the chili leaves? I have all these at home now, what a coincidence, but I'll be using pandesal and prefer the cheese a bit melted. Can't wait." Okay, so one, awesome. Thanks for trying this at home. Take a photo and send it to us at the Maputing Cooking Facebook page. We'll share it. I love when people actually make one of the dishes from the show and they put it up, right? Because you'll have your own little twists and tricks that you came up with. So yeah, great, you're using pandesal. As far as what's another green to replace the chili leaves, they're to introduce obviously two things. One is a bit of color and what I call token salad. I mean, it's a slider. We don't want it to be too healthy, right? But I want a bit of vegetable on there and greenery. So it's there for that. And it's also there to introduce a hint of bitterness, which is really, 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 really important with Filipino cooking. So we always talk about getting the balance between sweet and salty and sour and bitterness all in one. So you can't not have this to make this slider work. I would say that the most obvious replacement would probably be baby spinach leaves. And they're probably not quite the same flavor, but should at least introduce that bitterness profile. Frankly, I mean, if you had to do it, you could probably stick some malunggay leaves in. I don't think they would visually look as good, but they would introduce also bitterness and earthiness. So that would be another option for you. A third way to do it would actually be, which would be really cool, would be to make laing. So actually using some taro leaf. That would be super cool, but you would need to kind of cook that down in coconut milk first, and then you could almost like spread a little bit on. So you can totally do that and also put a bit of coconut milk into your slider, which maybe we're getting a little bit too far from the original recipe now, but ideas lang, worth trying. Basta yung dahon mo, it needs to be bitter. That's the most important thing. Great question. So I laughed when I got this next one. It was from Robart, and this is in response to the weird Filipino combinations. He writes, "For diarrhea, skyflakes and Coke." And then Kuel 1904 writes in, yes, same, with like tears running down his face from laughter. Funnily enough, this is not the first time I've heard about stool hardening effects of Coca-Cola here in the Philippines. And what I'm about to say, I mean, clearly this is not sponsored by the brand, but I've had multiple conversations where Filipinos swear that Coke is what they would call a very effective pampatigas ng tae. Now, for the non-Filipinos out there, that quite literally translates to a hardener of shit, like stool hardener, a phrase you just never use in English, but in Filipino, like you can just sort of say, "Oh yeah, Coke, maganda bilang isang pampatigas ng tae." And like you can say that in a conversation here and it's not weird. And Coke, if you're watching, I have the perfect slogan for you. Whatever you got at the moment, open the feeling, share the feeling, feel the buzz, like whatever. Forget that. You're gonna sell way more Coke if you just go Coke, pampatigas ng tae. Like that's gonna resonate far more strongly with Filipinos out there. No need to thank me. It's like the opposite of papaya. It's funny because Filipinos are really obsessed. It's like you eat papaya if you need like a pampalambot ng tae, and you have Coke if you need like a pampatigas ng tae. Great comment, great combination. Maybe you should have made my top 5 list, especially with those very helpful properties there. Let's move on. And this comment is from Black Tahoe D-Man. D-Man, the man. I'm not sure if it means the man or D-Man, but nice to have you as one of our subscribers. He writes, I'm happy for you and you took the time to learn our language and culture. Best of all, how to cook our dishes. I'm proud of you. Are you married to a Pinag? I think you mean Pinay. I'm here in San Francisco. Me and my wife is Pinay, but she doesn't know how to cook. Lol. I'm Kapampangan, and they say we're natural born cookers. I think. My Lola taught me how to cook Filipino dishes when I was 8 and I'm now 44 years old, keeping a written recipe book of all the delicious dishes she taught me, even down to the desserts. Keep on the good cooking, I'm still shaking my head, lol. So thanks for the comment and thoughts. So one, that's awesome you have that handwritten cookbook. I mean, so much culinary tradition is literally passed on from parents to their children, those little tweaks of how people cook at home. And it's very different to restaurant and commercial cooking, and there's little things that at a family level we find, and that's why I really love the culinary arts. Is there's so much experimentation, so don't lose those recipes. Whatever you do, make sure you hand them on to your children and your children's children, because there's a value there not only to your family but to Filipino culinary arts. If you have a copy, I don't know if you want to share it on the show, maybe it's like your secret recipe and you're going to build $1 million business around it, but if you've got like a really cool example of that, maybe take a picture of the recipe and send it in to me and I could look at if we can do something on the show with your grandmother's recipe. I think that would be a really cool way, especially given you're in the US and I'm actually here in Manila. I guess the heartland of Philippine cooking. Am I married to a Pinay? Yes, Mrs. Urbano is from Bicol and I met her in Australia of all places, but she's one of the key reasons that I'm here living in the Philippines today and why I actually started my journey to learn about Filipino food and cooking and the language. Thank you for the comment. Good keeping in touch and look forward to seeing a recipe from your grandmother's book soon. Now the next one, also on the weird Filipino food combinations, we got a lot of comments there. It comes from Left Pass, who says, I smiled when I saw this because I've tried myself anything with bagoong, the fish one. So he's talking about bagoong ista as opposed to bagoong alamang. Okay, yeah, nice. And here's some examples. Bagoong with raisin bread, bagoong with cake, birthday cake, bagoong with ice cream, bagoong with watermelon. Basically anything we ate on the table, ha ha ha, oh, it's nice. Now, no, all right, I'm just gonna go out there and say, no, there are limits. There are limits to what you compare with bagoong. And I think Carolyn S. here agrees. Left Pass, okay, that is weird, but weirdly interesting. Yes, it is weirdly interesting. Okay, where I draw the limit, and I do draw the limit, is birthday cake. Come on, man. Like, you gotta go to a birthday and be like, here's the birthday cake, and now I'm just gonna tip over some bagoong and stuff. There's limits. I can kind of see how this could go with ice cream. Like maybe it's almost like an extreme to the pritong patatas and ice cream sundae, like the French fries and sundae. It's like a fishy extension of that. But anyway, that was weirdly interesting for me as well. And if you enjoy doing that, who is to judge, right? You go, you put that. In fact, why not make a bagoong birthday cake at your next birthday? I think that sounds like a great idea. And tell all your friends, see how many actually show up. When you tell them, hey, I'll be serving a bagoong birthday cake today. That's awesome. And hey, look, seriously, culinary arts is all about experimentation. So what I really liked about your comment was, you are experimenting, my friend. So keep it up. And thanks for watching this show. I appreciate the comment. And if you liked hanging out with me today, guys, remember, you can keep in touch at our Facebook page. You can, of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of our cooking videos and vlogs about Filipino food. And of course, you can join our many giveaways that are going on this year over at our Facebook page. So go and like there, keep an eye out. You can win some free stuff with me. We're doing giveaways once every 2 or 3 weeks at the moment, so don't miss those. I'm Chris Urbano and I'll see you next time. Bye now.